2, 6. Simplify your nutrition. In our insanely busy, fast-paced lives, maintaining good health, and especially nutrition, right, can sometimes feel like a major challenge. However, by implementing just a few simple health hacks, we can make it easier to prioritize our nutrition and our overall well-being. So, number one, have a plan. You have to have a plan, and this is where I see most people fail. They come up with all of these things that they want to do, but they have no plan to actually execute. Okay, so by setting clear goals, which we talked about last week, I think, and also helps motivation, right? But by setting those clear goals and then creating your roadmap, okay, you can stay focused and motivated, but also you're clear on what your actionable steps need to be. If you just have this, again, I think it's a goal without a plan is just a wish or something, or a wish without a plan is just a dream, or there's some kind of quote like that. Okay, so we want to make it clear. We want to have actionable steps of exactly what we need to do. And that is going to be crucial. Okay, even if the plan goes to shit, okay, having that plan not only helps you establish healthy habits, it also eliminates decision fatigue, which is a real thing. Okay, at the end of a busy day, a busy week, right? Willpower fatigue is also a busy thing. So if you don't have a plan, if you don't have those choices set up, okay, then you are more likely to go towards things that are not serving your goals. Okay, so then you plan for the plan to fail. And here is how you implement this effectively. So the first thing is you want to set aside time each week to plan your meals out. This can be something super simple to something a little more complex. If you are a recipe if you are more of a recipe follower, or what I suggest, especially when you're starting out, is to break it down by macronutrient. Pick a couple proteins, pick a couple carbs, pick a couple, pick fruits and veggies, try and make them different colors. 3 to 5 fruits and veggies, make them different colors. Okay, that's it. Plan that and you will have your meals for the week. Okay, but if you are a recipe follower or you're trying something new, right, create your menu, variety of nutritious foods, then make your shopping list based on your menu. Okay, again, this is going to ultimately save you time. It's going to reduce stress, and it's going to ensure that you have these healthy meals ready. Especially if you have a family, collaborate, right? See what the kids want, see what dad wants, whatever it is, and work together to create something that everyone's going to eat and that everyone can enjoy. Next is planning your snacks and having on hand high protein veggie snacks so that you aren't reaching for the chip bag between meals. This is super common. You may plan out your meals, and a lot of times because they're healthy, they are fairly low in calories, which actually leaves you hungry. So, especially if you are not accounting for your calories, and if you are tracking or whatever, I suggest plugging in what you have planned ahead of time. That way you don't get halfway through the week or at the end of the day and you're like, oh my gosh, I have all these macros left over. What do I eat? So planning ahead means also plugging it into your tracker, and that is going to be the best way to actually keep you on point. So making sure that your snacks are accounted for as well. If you are, again, your solid meals don't account for all of your calories, then make sure you have snacks planned too. And plan your backup. So this is kind of part of hack number 2, but making sure you always have things on hand that require little to no time. So if you don't have the time to make or cook your planned meals, right, you have that backup. So this is part of the planning, but then we're going to talk about the backup in step 2. Okay, so you have plan A and you have plan B. Plan C is going to be finding places that you can go to make choices that fit your goals. Okay, every restaurant that you go to these days has healthier options. Okay, find out what they are ahead of time. Think about where you're at in town, where you're going to be, right? So many people, obviously, it's based on convenience. And you're like, okay, I have restaurants that I like, but like if they're at the opposite end of town, like I don't go to them. So think about where you are commonly and find restaurants or things that you can get at places that are still going to help you reach your goals in that way. You're essentially planning to fail because it's going to happen. So health hack number 2, officially, is to buy pre-made, pre-chopped, canned foods. Okay, again, like no effort, little prep, just ready to go. These are part of your backups. Okay, life can get hectic, making it super tempting to opt for convenient foods that are unhealthy and not serving you. Okay, by making these strategic choices and making sure that you have these things on hand, you can enjoy convenience while still nourishing your body. Okay, so whole natural ingredients. Okay, with these pre-made options, again, super easy to find. Most grocery stores have pre-made salads, roasted chickens, the rice and quinoa pouches or the little cups. These all save you time in the kitchen. You can throw them in the microwave, right? That is pre-made, or the chicken is pre-cooked. Honestly, one thing that I have done a lot of, I will buy a rotisserie chicken, some mini bell peppers, and hummus, and that is my meal. So that is one of my favorites. Just like I'll just like rip it off by hand and and go to town. So again, there's just it's too easy at this point. It's maybe not what you're used to, and it's maybe not exactly what you want, but it's too easy. Okay, so Costco also has an amazing selection of pre-made foods, but so do most grocery stores. We do have a busy bee grocery shopping list. If you want a copy of it, let me know. I will send it to you. Costco also has Instacart, so you can literally get it delivered to your house. Or if you're like me and live out in the boonies, get it delivered to your friend's house, or I get it delivered to the gym. But it is amazing, and you don't have to have a membership at Costco. You do get a discount, so use your friend's membership number. Pre-chopped foods. Again, if time is a constraint, opt for pre-chopped fruits and veggies. These can be easily incorporated into salads, stir fries, smoothies. Okay, this reduces your prep time while still ensuring you're getting your variety of fruits and vegetables, right? Your 5 to 8 servings a day. Veggie trays are super easy, but places like Safeway also have the ready to cook or like the barbecue veggie options in the packages, chopped up like butter squash, you can really, or butternut squash, you can just throw it in the oven. Like there's so many easy options. And then lastly is canned food. So things like green beans, fruit, and fish, or there's canned chicken, can be super valuable to have on hand. They are convenient, they have a long shelf life, they retain their nutritional value. Okay, so ideally low sodium, no added sugars, and then BPA-free cans are an important component of that. But those are your backups to the backup, or your no prep choices. Maybe they're plan A, that's totally fine. Okay, but having those things on hand. Green beans are, like I said, one of my favorite. Pineapple is super easy, and it's still tastes great. It's not like mushy or anything. So those are all super easy options. Canned beans, that's one, a complex carbohydrate that is often not gone for because it takes a long time to cook, or some prep ahead of time. But those would be great things to always have on hand in the kitchen so that you are never left, buy them when you go shopping ahead of time, right? Always have them, have a stock of them, so that even if you are caught off guard, you didn't go shopping this week, you didn't get a chance to go to the store, whatever it is, you already have those in your cabinet. We're just, the goal is to just eliminate the excuses. Plan to fail, because you will. It's not a failure, but plan for the plan to not go as planned, right? And then health hack number 3 was just talking to somebody who was telling me that they were only cooking one meal at a time. And I'm like, so cooking in bulk not only saves you time, but also encourages healthier eating habits, right? When you have these meals already available to you, are way less likely to resort to grabbing something out of the pantry or ordering takeout, right? Stopping by this, picking up pizza on the way home. Okay, so here's some tips. Again, don't pick your proteins, pick your carbs, pick your veggies, like that simple. Okay, so choosing recipes that are easily frozen. We also, for instance, we have a 30 freezer meals in 3 hours guide that I would be happy to share with you. And you make all of this stuff, put it in a Ziploc bag, throw it in the freezer, right? That way you can either throw it in the crock pot before you go to work or throw it in the oven when you get home from work. And everything's in it, it's all done. You might, add some toppings or like throw a tortilla around it or something like that, but it's all pretty much done for you, marinated, veggies here and there, everything. So soups are also great, pre-made soups, stews, casseroles, and whole grain muffins. So again, muffins, pancakes, waffles, those are all easily pre-made. You can make entire breakfast burritos, wrap them, and then them. There is just so many options. Using the weekend effectively. So using weekends or days off, right, to prepare those larger quantities. Even if it's not for the full week, try to get, again, you shouldn't be just making one meal. If you make, let's see. Excuse me. If you make them, it should at least be leftovers for the next day, for another meal. So cooking big pots of chili, again, batches of your protein, roasting your veggies either on the barbecue or in the oven, divide them into individual parts and then store them in the freezer or in the fridge, right, for the next 2 to 3 days, have them throughout the week. Meal prep containers. You need some kind of Tupperware. I suggest glass, especially if you're putting hot food in them. The plastic has been shown to leach. So I always go with glass. That's what I suggest. But get a set of usable glass Tupperware. You can get it fairly cheap on Amazon. I can send you a link to some of my favorites if you want. You can also bake in these, which is super cool. I also I have some resources I can send over for cooking in these and meal prepping in those. I have tons of options. If you want some of these resources, just comment on the video. I will send them over to you. But preparing a couple of these at a time, again, when you're on the go, it just allows you to grab them out, and run. These are actually some really awesome balanced meals right here. Chicken, sweet potato, snap peas, broccoli, shrimp and noodles, your nuts, right? These are great options. Those green beans, rice, and hard-boiled eggs. But I have tons of resources for you if you're struggling to figure out what to actually put in these containers. So let me know if you want that. But by incorporating these 3 easy nutrition hacks into your daily routine, you can make healthy eating more manageable, more enjoyable, and honestly, making life easier. Okay, so make sure you have a plan. Use your pre-made, pre-chopped canned vegetables. Maybe, and frozen is great too. Fresh is not necessarily even the most nutritious. I get this question a lot. And because fresh vegetables take so much time to get to us, they're old at the time we get them. So honestly, fresh is not necessarily the best. Frozen or canned are great. And then cooking in bulk. You should never cook one meal. These things are going to save you time. They're going to reduce your stress. They're going to make making the healthy decision easier. Okay, so remember, small steps for a healthier lifestyle can make huge, significant changes long-term and overall. So little steps. Start with one of these. Maybe you just plan out what you're going to eat. Start with that. Plug it into a food tracker. Just plan it out. Then Next week, maybe you do the actual shopping list. Maybe you do the shopping and you get at least some of those backup items, right? So take it easy. If you have on any of this, if you want any of those resources, let me know. Otherwise, enjoy your day. Talk to you soon.